All right, let's get started. What are the questions, please?
Okay, the first question is name of interviewee.
The name of what?
Like your name. Sorry.
My name is Temitayo Michael. That's my name, or short Temitayo Michael in full. Temitayo being my first name.
Okay, so your current job title.
Actually, I lead marketing for two different teams. So I actually go by the content marketer. I don't go by the CMO. I go by the content marketer. So that's what I do.
Okay,
Senior content marketer. Yes.
okay. Um, the current company you work with. Okay, you said you're working with two different companies.
Yes, yes, yes. At the
Can
moment, I
you
work with two
just like
different companies.
say their
One is a
names?
creative. I cannot really state their name, but one is a creative agency, while one is a web development agency. So what I do
Okay,
is I use content to generate clients for both of them.
okay, that's fine. What school did you graduate from?
What school did I graduate from? Sorry, I graduated from Ladoke Akintola University of Technology. That's in Oyo State.
Okay, year of graduation. Sorry, I'm just saying the
Ah,
questions as it is
yeah, it's
here.
fine.
Like,
I understand. I understand. You are just going with the question as it's
yeah,
coming. Yeah.
yeah.
So that's it's been about, I think it's 2021 or two. I'm not sure. 2021 or two.
Okay.
I can't really, because I've been at these roles before I even graduated, because I've been working freelance
Oh,
on these roles mostly. Yeah.
okay. It says here your LinkedIn profile link. I don't know if you would want to send that separately on
You
Instagram.
can access my LinkedIn profile link at the end of the day. I think I can send it to you if that's what you want.
Okay, okay. Then your email and your phone. That's different. I think my lecturer just needs that to be sure that we didn't use AI.
Sure, sure, I can
Yeah.
send that as well. The email and the
Okay.
phone if you want that.
Okay. So entering the questions proper. So like, can you just explain a day in your work life? Like, what does an average day look for you?
What do you mean? You said
Like,
an
what
average
does an
working day.
average, yeah, like a day in your life, like at work, what do you do like on an average day of work?
So it's actually I work remotely, but it's more or less like, remotely, when you work remotely, it's about your discipline at the end of the day. And
Yeah.
if you're working freelance, about your discipline, and about, most of my clients are result basis, so work on result basis. So if I can produce results consistently, they don't mind what time I work or what hours I work. But I personally chose to work in the normal office hours, which is between 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The normal working day starts with me getting on the laptop, checking on my analytics, checking on the content I have posted before, then putting out content to my team, because obviously as a content marketer, you work with different members in a team. You work with creatives, you work with SEO marketers, you work with the designers, and so on and so forth. So it's just mostly collaboration between those team members, checking on the result of what you've done in the past, analyzing and planning on what next to do, putting out content and posting content as well when needed.
Okay, that's good. What do you enjoy most about your job?
I think being a marketer, I think I was really passionate about marketing right from the onset. Being able to influence the decision making of customers or people, helping them make decisions through content, seeing them go through different content they encounter, to finally make the decision to actually patronize the client or buy products and stuff like that. Generally, the thing is, it's actually a thing of joy for me when I'm able to influence your decision making in a good way, actually, not in a bad way. So I
Yeah.
help you to make a decision to buy a product, and you are thankful for buying that product at the end of the day. So that's the most important thing.
You didn't mention that another thing you like is the fact that it's hybrid. I thought you mentioned that because a lot of people
You said what?
enjoy working. I said you didn't mention that another thing you like is the fact that you work from home. I just feel like a lot of people that work from home, like that's the best thing about their job.
I don't think there's anything different if you are working from home compared to if you are working in the office, apart from the stress of commuting down to the office and back, the quietness of whatever space you are working in. Because obviously, if I work in my home space, I'm more comfortable and more relaxed, and it
Yeah.
actually helps with your creativity. So I think that's the main advantage of working from home. You are more productive when you work from home because you don't have to stress at all. But when you're in the
Okay.
office, you have to interact, you have to office politics, different things that distract
Yeah.
you from actually doing
Yeah.
getting the job done. So working remotely, that's really the advantage. But apart from that, I don't think there's anything big on
Okay.
working from home.
So what do you enjoy least about your job?
What do I enjoy most?
I asked most, so this one is least. Like, what's the least thing
Least.
you enjoy
What do I
about your
enjoy
job?
least?
Yeah.
I
Like
think
maybe something
the
you don't like
biggest
about the job.
yeah. I think the biggest problems with our job is there are many employers that don't understand what we do actually, because what we
Yeah.
do, there is a difference. There are some aspects of our job that are immeasurable. You can't measure those aspects. You know, you can measure likes, you can measure impressions, you can measure clicks and stuff like that. But there are some aspects of our mission,
Yeah.
like for example, building a brand or brand authority. You can't measure brand authority. You can't measure affinity, loyalty, and stuff like that. You can't really measure those things. You can only use indicators to say, okay, this is possibly the level of loyalty this person has to the brand. So when employers don't understand that, they can tend to be difficult.
Yeah.
They can be difficult to us. Yes, they can be difficult. There are many employers. They are technical, mostly technical employers. Don't really understand those kind of uh, uh, aspects of marketing. So most of them are always after results. But there are some results you are going to be getting that will not be indicated on the spreadsheets and on the data files and stuff like that.
Okay. Makes sense. So the next part of the question is work versus school. So the question is, what surprised you most between your post-secondary education, that's like your university, and the
Sorry,
working world?
can you state the question again?
Okay, what surprised you most between your post-secondary education and the working world? Like between being in school and then
Actually,
being in the
my
workforce.
secondary education, I did not mention to you that my marketing is actually self-trained mostly. Although I'm
Oh,
actually working on I'm working on the higher level of education in marketing, but it's self-trained, and I take courses on a consistent basis. I take courses on a consistent. So it's more of a passion thing than a how do you call it, an academic thing. So
yeah.
I'm very passionate about marketing. Sorry, what was the question again?
What surprised you between your post-secondary education and the working
Yeah,
world?
so I think that's really my most surprising. The surprising thing is I was more in the medical line. So
Oh,
I think
nice.
yeah, so I was in the biochemistry, sorry, biochemistry. So I I discovered that I just enjoyed marketing. I actually stumbled upon marketing a few years ago while I think I was handling social media, and I started enjoying what I was doing there. And I took more interest in it. And I think the surprise was somebody who used to love those medical stuff decided to
Yeah,
start taking interest in
start
marketing. So
market.
I think that was what surprised me the most. And actually, so far, I've been seeing a lot of people because I don't, how do you call it, is it adulation or what they call that thing? So I don't really praise myself that much, but
Yeah.
I'm surprised that many people come across my content, my posts, my work with different clients, and they are amazed with what we've been doing so far. So I think that's really what encourages me and surprises me the most.
Yeah, I actually went through your page. You're doing well. Okay, the
Thank you.
next question. Your industry. Can you talk about the industry and the market you're working in and how
The marketing
important,
industry itself,
yeah, like the marketing industry and
I think the marketing industry. Okay, and how important what? Sorry,
how important and challenging it was for you to learn about it.
I told you again. I was passionate about marketing, so it wasn't the challenge was not a challenge to me. It was more of an interesting journey to me. So it was not really a challenge. But as far as the marketing industry is concerned, watching other people in the industry, watching other people, because I've actually had the opportunity to mentor a few people. I noticed that there are some people that are going into it not for the passion, they are going into it for the money, for the opportunities that it might be giving
Yeah.
them. So I think if you are not naturally good at something, it might be difficult for you to cope. And I'm seeing a lot of people that it's difficult for them to cope when it comes to marketing. Understanding the whole intricacies, the customer psychology, the way people think and stuff like that. Those require a little bit of passion than just studying and learning. So I think as far as the industry is concerned, if you are not good enough, it is going to be very obvious. And if you are good enough, it's going to be very obvious. That's all I think. That's what I think about that question.
Okay. Um, how did you? Oh, you didn't talk about the industry. Okay, don't worry.
The marketing industry itself, right? I just
Yeah,
said it that it's not challenging for me. And it's all about passion at the end of the day. Then if you are not good enough, if you are not, it will show very fast in the industry. So you won't get jobs easily, you won't be able to get
yeah.
clients easily. Yeah. So that's if you're not passionate about it, so to really show.
Okay. So how did you break into this field or this job or the company? Like, you know how you said, oh, you have not always been doing marketing and everything. Like, how did it dawn on you that, oh, you want to do marketing?
Also
How
the
do you
idea, I
get
think the
into
idea,
the job?
yeah, the idea of marketing is mostly understanding that I think my breaking in was basically I understood that I was also a product. So I have to market myself.
Yeah.
So I think majority of my learning was hands-on. Also, my learning was hands-on. I did not. Most of it was not theoretical. I learned theoretical. I took courses, but I also tried to like practice whatever I learned almost instantly. Which means from the onset I was already putting myself out there for little money to just try to get something done and try to see the practical example of what I just learned. So the practical aspect actually made me move faster compared to other people. I
Okay.
think that's also one of those things that influences your success as a marketer. You have to be practical about it. What you are learning as in classes, whatever in courses, you have to quickly have a way to like test out what you are learning. It sticks to you longer that way, and it helps you to actually become better in the marketplace or in the industry. So I think that's my strategy for breaking in. I broke in by practicing. I practiced
Mm,
more often with small businesses, with big businesses, with different type of businesses, those selling products, those selling services. I was ready to go, and I did not mind the money aspect of things. So I wasn't too focused on that.
okay, good. So the last question, I think, yes,
Oh, we are
is
already on the
what?
last question.
Yep. So it was not anything.
Congratulations. Okay.
What advice would you give to me or any other university university or college marketing management students on how to secure a job in marketing?
I've already given you all the advice now. The first one is you are a product, market yourself.
Yeah,
So the idea before is I think the idea that is prevalent in the marketing world is when it comes to being a business person or a service professional, you have to actually create uh, a personal brand for yourself. You
yeah,
have to market yourself, sell yourself. Your friend that referred, sorry, I don't know if that's okay for me to discuss it here. Your friend that referred you to me actually saw my content. From the content is not like I gave her my CV or something. So
yeah,
she saw what I was doing and she was able to say, okay, this guy is a marketer. And if it was a job that was coming like that or a client that was coming like that, that's how I would have gotten the client as well. So the same way you came to interview is the same way a client would have come. So the general idea is to make sure that you continue to put out content about yourself, about what you do, about what you've learned, about the industry, trying to make yourself a brand, trying to make yourself a voice and authority in the industry you have chosen, if it's content marketing, if it's copywriting, whatever you have chosen to do. So try to make yourself an authority in that field and put out content as much as possible. Then more people will begin to attribute the level of authority to you, and before you know it, you start getting referrals, word of mouth marketing, and all these things start coming to you. So if you are trying to break in, get the rudiments right, study the courses, then try to like put yourself out there as much as possible.
mhm. So as a marketer, so what of market? So wait, as a market, this is not part of the question, but I'm just asking. As a marketer, I have to show my face. You know, there are
Yes,
like
as a marketer.
faceless brands and everything.
Yes. I think I made a post about that. You can make faceless brands, but what you are trying to sell is yourself. So if you are the product, I don't think that's something you can do as a faceless brand. But you can do a faceless brand, not a voiceless brand too. So
Okay.
that this is more or less like we are thinking of a content marketing strategy for yourself as a person. So if you decide that okay, you want to go faceless, you might do voice. If you decide that you don't want to do voice, maybe faceless in terms of just video. Maybe you still post pictures. Maybe you put yourself in carousels.
Yeah.
So you can be doing stuff like that that will be faceless in terms of videos, but you'll be having your voice out there as often as possible. If it is not voice, it will be pictures are out there as much as possible. So you still have to build some personal brand as much as you can if you are trying to sell yourself. So in terms of most of those faceless brands, majority of them are not selling themselves.
Okay.
So
Sure.
that's one of the most important things.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time. Like, I really, really appreciate. Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. I did not understand the pronunciation of your name. I actually looked at it for a while.
Unction.
Unction. Is it an English name?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right,
Yes.
no problem. I hope I have been able to assist you with your.
Yes, please. Thank you
All
so
right.
much. So you would send
Thank
me
you very much for the time.
the
Yeah,
recording, and
sure.
then the LinkedIn and other things I need. I'll just text it to your account.
Yeah, sure. Please text me the brief, and I'll send you the links for those ones as well. All right.
Thank you so much, Temitayo. Have a nice
You are
day.
welcome. Yeah, you too.
Bye.